Hi everybody, this is Susie. I'm tuning in today to share with you a submission for the design team call for Lily's Shabbylishious Zibbit store on the internet. I saw the video in the news feed on Facebook, and I felt that I really would like to try out for her design team. So with that said, I really wanted to make something special. I haven't really been very busy crafting a lot, so this I was kind of excited for, and it kind of scratched my my itch for designing a little bit more and get my mojo rolling again. So I'm going to share with you what I made. A few months back, probably around before Christmas sometime, I purchased a couple of these hats, these very heavy-weighted chipboard hats, and they are life-size. They will fit on your head perfectly unless your head is a little bit oversized. And what I had done was I had taken this hat and I designed it with everything that was that I picked out from my personal stash. So I'd like to share that with you today. And this is my submission for Lily's design team call. Okay. So now I put together this project here. I just want to make sure that we are in picture. Okay. So I love the way this hat came out. It really was definitely came out the way that I was hoping that it would. I have something underneath this fabric to prop it up a little bit so that I can share the angle with you. And so what I've done here was I painted the hat inside and out in a vanilla color. On top of the paint, I'll just zoom up now so that you can see. On top of the paint, I put linen fabric all the way around the top, all the way around the hat, and on the brim. And on the edges of the entire hat, I added some Chinese braid. And for the rim of the hat, like around it, where you would have like a ribbon or a band, I put a 2-inch piece of gross grain ribbon on that. And then I had also made this here. This is a piece of like a grape colored ribbon, sorry, not ribbon, a piece of silk fabric. And you know that method of singeing? Well, I singed the fabric all around the edges and had singed the fabric throughout the entire piece. I'm sorry, I was just distracted here for a moment. I'm just putting a lamp on just to make sure, because it's nighttime and I had different lighting prepared. Okay, and so as I was saying, I singed the entire fabric like all the way around the edges so that it would not shred or run, and I just gathered that all together. I made the fabric rose that you see. It's a very large rose. I also have a couple of mulberry flowers around there, if you can see that. Okay. I have a very pretty butterfly on the clip there. That's a Prima Butterfly. I had it in my stash for quite some time. Thought I'd go ahead and use it. I'm just going to turn this a little. And I also made that flower there as well in a cream color of another kind of fabric. And there's some stray pearls and some large stones that are in there, as well as some pearls that are on a strand that are tied up in a bow. I also have the same idea going on top there with the really pretty butterfly. sorry, I don't have that much room. I had to undo so many things to get this video going. So, okay. So, the butterfly that I have there is, as I said, it's from Prima. It's on a clip. I have some pearls on a strand that was gathered into a bow, and I glued the little grape-colored flower on there. Then I gathered some Italian lace that I have. I gathered that together and just put that behind all of it just to have some extra dimension, because my color scheme here was the grape and the cream, because I was also playing around with some of those shooting pearls as well as the Queen Anne pins that I put some beading on. The beading is gold and pearls and also purple. Love the way that combination is in person. And I'm just going to turn the hat a little bit more so that I can show you the rest of it. Okay. And there you have this really large, oops, sorry about that, very large feather up on top that I also had in my stash. That's an ostrich feather. And the way that I had gotten that, it comes 3 very long feathers, about 11 or 12 inches in the length. So I just took one feather off this strand and decided to use that, because this is in fact a top hat, and many top hats are done in that steampunk look, but I tried to turn this into a really pretty shabby style one. And I also had another stick pin in my stash that already comes with the pearl on the end, so I just added that really pretty charm and some pearls and crystals and such, and have that hanging off just as kind of like a distraction to bring the length of the hat out more, to make it more extended looking on one side, if you would. And then I had also made this flower here as well out of another type of fabric. It's almost like a cotton in combination with rayon. And I don't know if you can tell though, but when I did the singeing, it kind of discolored the tips a little bit of it, which was okay because it kind of gave it like a little bit of a vintage look, so that was fine. And you can see the Chinese braid there in the corner, and you can see some of the strand that I turned into a bow on this side with a few strands of pearls and a couple of stray pearls and some of those really big large rhinestones. And around the brim you also have the really pretty Chinese braid. Now on top of the linen, when I line the hat with it, I also use, I'm just going to move the hat so you can see that a little better. I also put another piece of, which I'm sure that you can see it, another piece of lace over the entire hat, just so that you're not seeing chipboard, you're not seeing panes, it's just totally in eye's view to look like it is of a fabric hat. So that would be actually the back of the hat. And it's not pretty though, I'll share it anyway. The inside was just painted. I mean, I can redo the paint again, but I was so excited to get started that I did not do a third coat on the inside of the hat. So, also, this flower right here is the fabric inside. Like if you were to buy a taffeta dress and they would use that lining, I don't know what it is. It could be some kind of a rayon or heavy nylon. I made the flower out of that, and on the inside, I'm hoping that you can see there's a very small pearl in there that I sewed in. That was all hand sewn. See, and if you can see behind there, it's the color is dark, so that's why I use the cream and the beige to bring out some of it a little bit. But yeah, that piece of fabric is also very twisted, and it's sewn that way. It looks so pretty in real life. I wish you can see it in real life. And I have my lamp on just to give you a better eyeball view of the side of this hat. It's really, really pretty in person. And I decided to use this butterfly from Prima, which is on one of those little clips. I thought it was pretty. It's been in my stash. I just wanted a little bit of an extra accent piece, something with a little bit of a sparkle, not too much. Granted, I don't think anybody would actually be wearing this hat, but then again, you never know today. Anything goes. So this is my design team submission for Shabbylishious, Lily's Zibbit store online. Lily, I hope that you like the hat, and it's so funny that a friend of mine who's also my neighbor came by just as I was finishing this up, and she always stops by every now and then to say hi and see how I'm doing. And when she came in, she was like, she says, "What are you doing?" So I was telling her that I showed her the hat. She actually wanted to buy it. I said, "Well, you have to wait because I need to really make this video first." So I guess it really does look good to somebody in the public. And here, I'll just turn this on a front view to show you. And I have something underneath the hat just to raise it up so that you can see the hat a little bit better, as if it were. I should have a mannequin actually, but I don't. But yeah, that would be like the front eye view of it, and you can see the band that's here. It's a very nice ribbon. They're all in that cream family. I really like working with the creams and the beiges because they're so versatile that even if they are not a set or made together, or use like the same dye lot for the ink, it still manages to match with each other, and sometimes it's so much easier to craft that way. So that's one of the reasons why I enjoy using that color. And the flowers that I made, very pretty, a couple of mulberry paper flowers in there, a pearl inside that flower, and you can see at the bottom that really large gem that I used, and another rose in there. So really very pretty. I'll be sharing this well, this is on YouTube if you're watching it right now, but I'll also be sharing it on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, and I have the Suzie Crafter Designs by Suzie Crafter. Everything will be in the drop-down box below if you want to see still life pictures on that. And so that's basically it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And Lily, thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited just to start crafting. Again, that I wanted to make something that would be very inspirational to whoever would watch this. And I hope everybody enjoyed. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And have a great evening. Bye, everyone.